Hello, hello, hello. And welcome back to Advent of Code. This is going to be the last day, day 12 of Advent of Code 2025. There's only 12 days this year. Alright. Is this one easy or not? Who knows? Let's prepare the thing here. Day 12. Alright. I guess we just start here immediately. Almost out of time. Ventilation duct. This is some lore, which doesn't matter. As always, the elves have a summary of the situation in your puzzle input for you. First, it contains a list of presence shapes. Second, it contains the size of the region under each tree and a list of the number of presence of each shape that needs to fit into the region. The size of the region under each tree and a list of the number of presence of each shape that need to be put in that region. Okay, so we have like a bunch of presents which have like this specific shape, and we're trying to fit a certain amount of each of the shape into a 4x4 thing. Okay, that makes sense. And then we just, so like we're just trying to we can rotate and flip them if necessary. They also need to know how many regions can fit the presents listed. So like basically, can we fit everything that's listed here into a 4x4, right? So 2 of these things into a 4x4. Can that be? It can be, right? It is easy. We can do one like this, and then the other one is rotated 180 degrees, and do it like this, right? And that's going to be a 4x4. That's literally the example. We have A and we have B like that. Yeah. Is this just that brute force thing or not? Let me get the example into here. Let me download the input and look at it. We only have 5 shapes. That's simplifies things, I guess. And every shape is a 3x3, by the way. We say input txt here, right? Every shape is always a 3x3. And then the area, the largest area. Well, I mean, we have these amounts. So the most stupid solution is just doing the brute force, but that is going to be very, very long, I think, still. Although we... Hello, Nerdcell. Hello, Nerdcell. I don't think we want the brute force, right? Or do we? Today might be the hardest day. Did you solve it? Did Badcop solve it already? Badcop is streaming. Did Badcop solve? Did watch Badcop solve it? Oh, she's already done? Okay. Wait, but the stream is just didn't she just start? It's just 1 hour long, which means that it's actually easy, right? Why is it the hardest day if the stream is just 1 hour long? Or was there 2 streams today? Hello, Fly. Well, I mean, so the fact that these are all just 3x3 helps, of course. Right? The fact that it's 3x3 helps. Because we can try filling the board left to right, basically. And we only need to maintain, like, we only need to basically remember the previous 3 rows. The previous 2 rows, actually, is the only thing that is necessary. So the current row is like... Or maybe the previous 3 rows, after all. I don't know. We'll see. But basically, there's a lot that can be memoized, right? But at the same time, the amount of shapes is also part of our state. So, like, it would be a lot easier if we had infinite amount of every shape. But since we don't, if this is part of the state, then that's a lot, right? Because, like, 50, basically it's 50 to the power of 6, right? How many of the things do we have? I mean, technically 50 to the power of... maybe like a little less than that, but by 50 to the power of 6. Is a lot, right? Tetris, let's go. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess what we should do is, like, there should be no gaps, like a certain like almost all of the thing should not have any gaps, right? Hello, Batcop. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Did you solve this in under 1 hour? Or did you do 2 streams today? Is this one an easy one or a difficult one? I don't understand yet. It's impossible? Hold on, I don't understand this thing yet. Your build differences, so you did it. Okay, I see. Hold on, let me do my professional streaming setup real quick. Okay, done. I see you are cheating using JavaScript now. What do you mean? This is just me figuring out the thing. I mean, actually, I could have done my calculator. My calculator can be cast now. Actually, right? I can use cast. Sure, cast. It's just I don't have the power. I guess I should implement power. Right? Sure. But I didn't yet. How's the language coming out? We just hit a huge milestone for ours. Well, I mean, I solved almost all the advent of code, so that means something, right? And also, I mean, yeah, we are going to just solve this one real quick. Not hard, but a lot of typing and thinking. Okay. So my thinking right now is that there should be a prefix of like the board that is going to be fully filled, right? So if this is like our board, then we are going to like fill the thing fully over here, something, and then over here we can actually have some gaps, right? So we do a little bit of brute force in the end, but in the beginning the brute force is going to like catch a lot of things because we are going to try and fully fill the thing, maybe. Like, but that's just an optimization, I guess. If we do it like so, like the first thought that I had though is doing dynamic programming, right? But that gives us a lot of states. So because as part of the state we have the amount of shapes of each type that we still have, right? If we had infinite amount of states, then it would be a lot easier. The infinite amount of things. But I mean, it would be a lot easier because we could just like use this, I guess, to fill the entire thing or something. Or maybe not. But yeah, our part of the state would be like the amount of things that we have left and our current like profile of where the gaps are. We only care about like the last 3 rows or something. But that still has a huge state, right? Our board is at most 50 by 50. Right? That's what it looks like. We don't care about optimal tiling, just can fit or not. So is there just like is there not enough pieces basically here? So if we just basically try to not do optimal tiling and fit everything into itself, then this is just going to be the total amount times 3 by 3. And that's like the total area that we would cover without optimal tiling. Yeah, we don't care about the optimal tiling, that's true. Does mean that there is no brute forcing needs to be happening here. Just pruning by remaining area. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's an optimization. It depends on the input, I guess. You know? If that pruning is good or not. Let's start by reading the input, because I didn't read it yet. I guess we don't need int64s here at all. Just make a game that uses these as levels and then beat the game. Easy. Yeah, I guess. So like, you just do the greedy solution and it just works basically because the input they give you doesn't need this to be like be played very well. You just need to play the game. You don't need to play it very well, right? Is that the idea here? All right, hold on. Let me just read the input first, and then we will gather some statistics maybe of how much area are we missing. So how much do we need to optimize if we just do the stupid solution where everything is put into its own 3 by 3 thing. Why does it say 0, 1, 2, 3? Like, this is the only advent of code that actually has the indices into the thing, right? The first section is standard. For convenience, each shape starts with its index and a colon. Okay. Drop shapes into the box and shake it. This is how evolution works. Well, I mean, technically, I guess, yeah. Shake the box is another thing that we can do. Like, we basically start with some unoptimal solution and we try to optimize it a little bit, right? And then if that didn't work, we can restart by randomly shuffling the shapes before retrying again and then trying to optimize. What's this thing called? This is an actual like thing that is used a lot in problem solving. What if we melt the comparisons down into the slide? All right, hold on. Parsing shapes is true. Okay, if length of line is equal to 0, then let's try by setting up the types here. What's my shape? It was a joke. We don't have those billion years. But that's an actually I think that may be a proper solution. RNG plus optimization of the of some random solution. It depends on the input though, if that can work. So shape, I need like rows, which is a list of booleans. Sure, let's just do this. I might need to. We can use the bit masks as optimization later. So we have shapes. That's going to be a list of shapes, right? Triangulate them, run physics simulator. Okay. I guess I will need to have like current shape as just rows as a list create or whatever. So yeah, basically, I guess I need to see if this thing contains a colon. Maybe I don't need parsing shapes even. Line. If string length line is 0, then just return here. Do you have a colon? Yeah, that's the question that we are going to ask our line here. How do I do that though? Do I have contains? I don't have contains. No, I have index of though, which returns -1 in case it's not found. Okay. So we say if string index of colon is -1, then it means that it's continuing the shape. It's the other way for some reason. Index of colon in the line. Sure. That's how I do it. So in this case, we're just continuing the current shape, right? Actually, how about rows are just list of strings? We can just do the strings here. You know? So we just say that current shape, we're going to add to it. To the current shape, the current line. We just stored as a string because why not? Current shape rows, right? And otherwise we do string split once line colon. That's going to be before colon and after colon. And then we need to see if there is something after the colon. right? Because if nothing, then this is the index, so we start a new shape, right? Otherwise, we'll do the other thing. Yeah, something like this. We train AI to play it. All right. Well, first of all, I need to like finish the current shape, right? So I need to say shapes. I don't have methods yet. We say list pushback shapes. Current shape. But I'm going, and then I'm going to say that current shape is new shape or something, right? New shape. If after colon is empty, then we don't do anything, I guess. We don't even parse the index. But if it's not, then this is my actual thing. So then we need to say that width and height is, we need to split once the before colon by x, right? Width is width parse, height is height parse. And then we need to have like the these things. Okay, so we need to string split after colon by space, and then we have part. Something like that. If string length part is 0, then we ignore that part. But then we say that so this is going to be like amount list create, and then we say here list push back into the amount. I push part parse. So this is my like queries or whatever, right? Let's just see solve width, height, and amount, like that. We just do it here directly. Solve. And what is solve? Solve. So solve is a function that has a width, height, and amounts, which is a list of amounts of shapes, right? Here. List. Oh, let's do this print. Let me just make sure that I'm printing, that I'm reading the input correctly. Form. Solving for width for let's see here. To string width x to string height plus colon plus std collect and strip to string mount dot inner x to string x. That's what I do. Something something. I don't print the I mean, yeah, also printing the shapes would be nice. Let's do here. Print shape current shape. I should add string interpolation to list. Yeah, I should. I didn't implement the string interpolation yet. Well, I mean, I just like, instead of doing this the trip, because lists are implemented using trips right now, right? I could just expose this from the list, but I didn't. Right? There is no print here to string. But also I should just have the string interpolation because I don't like addition here. This is not very good performance-wise if we do a lot of printing, I guess. 2. Print shape. We just do list iterate shape rows and s, just like this, because we're storing strings right now there, you know. Red shape. Okay, let's see, day 12. Okay, so here's my shapes that we read, and this is the thing. I also did read shape, but read shape should not be here. If, right, so if the shape is empty, right? So if list length of current shape rows is not 0, only then I'm doing this thing. Right, there we go. Solve by 4x4. Okay, seems like I have read the input properly, and the actual input txt. There you go. Okay, so now we can get some statistics here. What's the statistics that I should be doing? Like, I feel like let's just say for now. Can I do module here? So that I can have the solving in the end. That doesn't work. Solve is not found. That's interpreter error. Yeah, that makes sense actually, right? That actually makes sense. Yeah, I cannot do that really until unless I make this a function. Yeah, whatever. Forget about this. Maybe. Yeah, I want to calculate the total area if we do like this stupid thing. So yeah. I just want to like call some function over here in the end of input, I guess, because like I'm doing like, yeah, I could like store, I guess, the input. But let's not do that. Let's just have a function that's called at the end of input. So that I like report my statistics here, you know? Max, you saw tuple unpacking your improvement list. Do you have plans to also implement basic unpack pattern matching? Yes, I actually want to do that, yes. I started that yesterday, but then I had to like stop, so maybe if today's advent of code is not taking too long, then I will finish. Yes, tuple unpacking includes unpacking in pattern matching. And yeah, exactly as you say. And like, I guess more than that, you will be able to say like, like first element, and then middle, and then last element is like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something like this should be doable. So that the first is 1 and the last is 9 and the middle is basically this. Yes. And constants. Constants is like a different thing. Constants in pattern matching is a separate feature, I guess. Constants in pattern matching. That's a good thing to have, but I don't... It's a separate feature. All right, let's say over here, right? Let total like stupid algorithm area or whatever, right? I don't know. Let's call it X. That's the good name for a variable, right? List iterate amount amount into, I say like X plus equal 3 times 3 times amount, basically, right? I want something like this. And then we just say maximum area. I don't know, let's call it dumb area is 0. Dumb area. We say max dumb area is max of dumb area and max dumb area, right? We don't have the max again. Let's just I should move it somewhere in the standard library. Did I not need the maximum in the previous day? Maximum, I guess it was in day 10. Maximum, minimum, and absolute. Let's do all of these. Here. No, hold on. This is day 11. I don't need it. I need day 12. Wait, why do I have the thing working in day 11? Didn't I remove it from my workspace? Weird. Still remembers it. Print. Area is string area, right? Actually, we want like, we want what? We want dumb area, actual area, and extra space needed, I guess, for this, right? So yeah, we are going to say that area is just width times height. Area, and over here we just say dumb area minus area, right? Like this. That is going to be extra space needed. I don't need to like report anything. Let's just see this. To string extra space needed. Extra space needed. So like over here, -48, which means that we can already fit it, right? So like a lot of these things actually don't need to be solved at all, it seems. Okay. And a lot of these things seems like they don't need to be solved at all. So maybe let's do printing only if it's needed, right? Let's calculate this, and then we just say here a lot of. Wait, am I dumb? Did I calculate this incorrectly? A lot of is it just true all the time? Is it all of them? If extra space needed is less than or equal than 0, then we just return here. Int cal hashtags, not 3 by 3. Wait, what? Every shape is a 3 by 3. Did I not read the thing properly? Everything is a 3x3 here. I don't like, so I'm basically pretending that every shape is like all hashtags. Yeah, the dots are empty parts. So I'm just pretending that the empty parts are not empty, so that I cannot like stack them like into each other. You know, I cannot overlap the bounding boxes at all. Other shape can be inside another shape. I know, I'm just saying, what if we do this stupid solution where we don't need it? And it seems like in a lot of these, we don't need to overlap them inside at all. Not in all of them, right? But in a lot of them, like this extra space is negative, which means that there is no overlapping, that no solution that needs to, like, we just return true for these ones immediately. You know? Okay, trivial plus equal 1 actually needs to solve plus equal 1. Trivial is 0, actually need to solve is 0. And then we just do here dbg print trivial actually need to solve. Right? So there you go. There's 500 trivial and 500, so like it's literally 50-50. So like half of the input doesn't need to be solved at all. Right? Maximum extra needed space. And the maximum extra space that is needed is 1,000. Does that mean anything? Does that mean anything? I don't know. It makes sense you did similar thing. Okay. Check on the first sample case. Extra space needed is 2. On the first sample case. The dump area is 18, but we only have 16 area. It also doesn't like it thinks that this is basically like a long strip, like 3 by 5 here, kind of, right? Which is also not exactly correct. So I mean, this is not like the correct check-in actually for the trivialness, right? Because I don't take into account like the these things. I kind of like need to round the width and height to the numbers that are divisible by 3, you know, for this thing. But first is valid? What do we mean first is valid? Of course it's valid if you overlap them. But if you don't overlap them, then it's not valid. All right, do we just do the brute force? I still don't like see. We just do the thing. So we just try to rotate it in such a way that does what? What do we do here? Here's our shapes. Yeah, I don't know. What about the total area, which is like, what if we also calculate, what if we do like the optimal, stacking how much area are we going to see, right? Like, let's pretend that we can do optimal thing, and then how much free area is going to be left, basically, is another useful statistics, I guess. So, max optimal free area. Or I guess not the maximum, the minimum optimal free area is what I care about. Right? So I need for every shape to know its like area or whatever, right? We can just iterate here. Do it like that. Let's see that. Maybe I don't like. I mean, whatever. Remember, you only need to solve it for the actual input, not necessarily for the sample input. That's also true, yeah. So in the actual input, like one of the things that is seen in the actual input is there's like all the shapes that we have like the same amounts of them, right? Or something, relatively the same amounts. There is not like a certain shape is 0, so we still have a lot of these. So we just do this stupid thing, right? Like if we have a lot of 2s, right, then we can just do like this, and then we just rotate it to like stack to each other 2s, right, which just gives us a full square, you know. And probably we can do the same with like the other ones somehow, something, maybe not, I don't know. Shape, like tiles, I guess. I want to calculate the amount of this here, so we just do list iterate shape goes as string iterate s see if c is equal to hashtag then area plus equal 1. Area is 0. Push back shape tiles area. I guess I should call it tiles then. What is ChatGPT transpile JS? So like for day 10, when I finished writing my solution, instead of just waiting for it to finish running, I asked ChatGPT to transpile it, and it worked first try, so I saved it. And yeah. But I mean, after we check, it's just like so that I checked that my solution is correct without waiting, you know? Yeah. Yeah, we have like ChatGPT as a transpiler in the language, basically, before it's actually implemented. It's impressive that it did it first try, though, I think, right? It just worked. And it worked really fast. DOM area. Okay, so let's see. Optimal area is 0. So we iterate for the amounts. We say this, we say that. DOM area is that, and optimal area plus equal list at shape tiles I. We don't have I here, right? I0. I plus equal 1. Times amount. Optimal area. Optimal area. Optimal area 49. And then what do I need to do? Like the free area, right? Optimal free area. Let's see. Optimal free area is area minus optimal area. Optimal free area. Min optimal free area is minimum. Optimal free area. Min optimal free area. Wait, why is it to 1 billion here? Why is it 1 billion there? Oh, it's because minimum and minimum. Okay, minimum optimal free area is 2, but that doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. We matter for only for the actual input. So the minimum optimal free area. Wait, why is it -3? That makes no sense. Why exactly to JavaScript? I don't know. Because it's the easiest thing to target, I think. Because other targets require more lowering, which is more difficult. If you target C or assembly or whatever, LLVM, it's more work. But for ChatGPT, because yes, someone suggested in chat, but like I'm actually going to transpile my language to JavaScript because that's the easiest target, I guess. This is incorrect. This means I mean this means that we cannot do it at all. Wait, hold on a second. Is it either we can or like is it like we cannot do it even if we do it optimally for these other ones? So it's like we either can for sure or we cannot for sure, basically. Is that the thing here that we're doing? So it is still trivial, right? If extra space needed is less than 0 or optimal free area is less than 0, right? Because that means that we cannot fit even if we like did it optimally, right? And it is still trivial. Yes, they are all trivial. Okay, easy. What's the priority of implementing compile time monomorphization for me? I feel like my priority is trying to figure out how to do things without monomorphization, which is not always easy, especially like in the presence of traits type classes. So I need to like actually pass my type class instances, trait implementations as implicit values, basically, to make it possible to do it without monomorphization. Because I wanted to be able to do without monomorphization because that leads to faster compile times, which is important for like the fast iteration cycle during development, right? So that's the first thing that I care about. Only then, after that, I will care about like at some point in the future, I will be caring about the actually runtime speed, where we want to like compile down to native code with like LLVM or whatever. LLVM is probably like the last thing that I will do. I have trait implementations as well. I don't have like them like I have like simple trait implementations like over here, for example, right? We have a function parse, right? What do you think this is? This is a generic function, right? So technically this should be t string into t, where t implements parse is just like not enforced in the type system yet. So right now I have like implementations for concrete types only. So this thing cannot be monomorphized right now at all, right? Because like what is the actual like implementation of the parsing that we do here? In this case, we're parsing an integer, which is inferred, right? But like this thing needs to be monomorphized currently because, you know. Well, I mean, my interpreter does not need to do monomorphization, right? But when I start actually like transpiling, then I will need to. Or I will need to have some similar thing to monomorphization. Okay, let's just see here. So we just have the answer then, right? So I mean we just say the answer, right? So answer is 0. So we say that. Well, let's do it without the or, I guess. So in this case it is trivial, and in this case it is trivial. But in only one of these things we add to the answer. In this case, right? In this case we say answer plus equal 1. And then we just answer. How long have I been working on Cast? I've been working on it for like a little more than a year, but there was like a big big amounts of time where I was not working on it because I was like playing Factorio, for example, or working on my game. And we have been rewriting it 3 times already. So there is still not a lot of features that I had implemented in my previous rewrite. Still not all of them are implemented. So in this rewrite, I was focusing on having the LSP support and stuff instead of the language features. But we're almost there. We are almost back to what I could do before. And some of the things are actually already better than before. So like, you know. Okay, the answer is 495. Hello, Advent of Code. Is it working? Yes, that's the right answer. Day 12, part 1. All right, and now do we need to do what we need to do? Start rearranging the oddly shaped present. As you look up, you notice a lot more elves have arrived here at the Christmas tree farm. In fact, many of these new arrivals looked familiar. They are the elves you helped while decorating the North Pole base. Right on schedule, each group seems to have brought a star to put at the top of the Christmas tree. Before any of them can find a letter, you go look for the letter. Only 23 stars to go. You have enough stars. Oh wait, that's right. Like that's how they do it every Advent of Code, right? In the last day you only have 1 part. That's right. So we are just done. We have all the stars. All right. Yeah, easy. So this one is just was just requiring inspecting the input. All right, nice. How am I behind these people who don't even like solve the 3 of the last days? This leaderboard scoring is wrong. What's next? Well, I mean, I guess now we just keep working on Cast. I don't know. Any other suggestions? You want me to do something else? You want me to play your game or something? Factorio? No. If I go into Factorio, then we are like then I'm not going back out of Factorio for for like a couple months. Hello, Trupen. Trupen. That's Factorio. Maybe Trupen should go play Factorio then. I don't know. I want to play Factorio, but I also want to work on my language. I want to make progress. There was progress done during the advent of code, but I need more. I need more. There is like it has not been enough time since I last played Factorio. We need to delay Factorio for a little longer. Start Greg Tech New Horizons now? No. I don't do games for a while, I think. Next year at some point. When is Factorio 2.1 coming out? Factorio 2.1. There is like this. They said that they cannot do it this year, but so I'm expecting it to happen next year, right? That they did not start posting the fried effects yet. So I don't know. Maybe like at the end of the next year or something. That's when we can come back to Factorio. Do it, embrace Factorio. I already embraced Factorio. I have a lot of hours in Factorio. I was playing it like I just finished playing it like a month ago. I was doing the Dry Desert Death World challenge, so it wasn't even a regular Factorio playthrough. We do challenges. I have the idea for the next one, but yeah, I want to wait. I don't want to. We have other things to do. I need to work on the language. I need to work on the game. I think I'm going to work on the game like in the beginning of the next year then, like in January maybe. And until the end of the year, I can do more cast. We solved day 11 part 2 with topological sorting and DP is the optimal solution. Something fancy. So like you don't need to do top sort for dynamic programming, because you can just do lazy dynamic programming. This is a very useful technique in general, because you only calculate the states that are actually reachable also, right? So you do dynamic programming, but you basically pretend that like you are doing a brute force solution, but then because it's an acyclic graph, you like calculate every vertex once, and if it's not calculated, then you calculate it basically, right? So the top sorting is basically done automatically for you this way. What's my key for the memory map? It is the vertex that we are at, the visited, whether I have visited like one of the things and the other thing. That's the key. Like it's the key is the same as the state in dynamic programming, because this is dynamic programming, just like done in a lazy functional way, I guess, or something. I like this way of doing dynamic programming more because it's like declarative, I guess. It makes it easier to see, like basically like when you calculate Fibonacci numbers, right? When you have Fibonacci numbers, you just say like Fibonacci n-1 plus Fibonacci n-2, and then you can convert this easily into the dynamic programming Fibonacci numbers by just calculating this only if it was not calculating before. So just add memoization here. And that's it. So that's what you do here. What the fuck is true and true false? Well, that's because I didn't have the arrays yet, right? I have lists right now which are backed by trips. So instead of doing like this stupid thing, I just did this because this is like right now it's faster. I guess I wouldn't have problems with performance even if I did like the lists backed by trips of the two elements. But yeah, you know. You had ID mask visited. Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can do it with a mask, which is the same as like two nested arrays, especially if you do it in a language like C. That's literally leads to the same assembly code. Since it's ordered, you know if it's two, you saw both. Increment when you see this or that. Oh, I see. So like that actually makes you have less state, because now you only have you have like n times 3 instead of n times 4. Batcop did an optimization. Did you actually need to do that optimization because of Bash? Like I didn't have any performance problems, so like yeah, that's a good optimization though, I guess. Okay. I think I just keep working on the tuple unpacking because I started that yesterday. And then I didn't finish it. I want to finish that. Requires Bash 5.3 plus. Wait, can you not like remove the spaces here? Can you not remove the spaces here? No? Wait, really? Okay. Grep. Can you not change grep with RG to save 2 bytes? Or is that not allowed in Bash? Like you already use the third-party program, which is not built into Bash, right? So might as well use RG, the rip grep. No? Not allowed? Usually stick to core utils. Why do you need the double parenthesis here? Does that mean anything? Double parenthesis means math time. Is that actually part of Bash? So like single parenthesis means that you are spawning a subshell, but double parenthesis is math? Okay. Yeah, and then like you do it here, and then yeah. Okay. Nice. Wait, you can not do spaces here, but you don't need a space over here in between $2. So you have $1 and $2, and you don't need the space in between. But you have to have a space over here. Interesting. You saved 1 byte by doing FFT or AC instead of FHT or DAC. Could you not do like FF, or there's, I mean, yeah, I think I remember there was like an FFF in the input. All right. Okay. I'm just going to work on tuple unpacking here, I guess. Unless we want to do something else. I don't know what else to do. I'll just work on the language. So yeah, over here we have the pattern matching actually against the tuple. So tuple unpacking in pattern position. is what we need to do here. So we have something like this. If I have a let, you know, like a dot 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 middle dot 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 b, and like b, I guess, right? Equal to some tuple, then we unpack it like this. So like technically right now I am allowing to have like multiple dot dot dots, multiple unpackings in the middle. We have mid and we have mid 2, right? And this, by the way, should also be possible. So like I feel like I want to support this. So like let's say that we have code like so I want to split a tuple into 2 parts, right? So let's say that we have part 1, right? So this one is going to be like fixed size of size like 2, you know, and then part 2 is a fixed size of size 2, and this is equal to 1 2 3 4. Then we will actually split this properly. So over here in pattern matching, I'm basically going to rely on the type inference here, because type inference knows how many fields we want here, and we just go left to right in the parts of the pattern matching. And if it's a single field, then we just get the next field of the tuple, and if it's an unpacking, then we just get the next, like, however is needed amount of fields from the tuple. That's all. All source multiple on the right side. Yeah, you should also be able to say, like, you know, I guess you can just do this dot 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 1 2 and dot 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 3 4, right? That's how you construct this thing back, and that's how you like deconstruct it. So like this over here is just any expression, right, including like a tuple. Yeah, and we can do something like here in the middle, like 7. Also, my tuples, they are not necessarily unnamed fields. Just so that you understand, my tuples have both named and unnamed fields. So we can also say that over here we have like key X and key Y is like this, right? So this is going to be like similar to the KW args in Python in this case. Are part 1 and part 2 arrays or tuples. So the idea I think that I have right now is that what's the difference between arrays and tuples? There is no difference. What is the difference? Because a tuple is just like combining multiple values together, right? That's what it is. And like, why are structs and two tuples different in your programming language normally? Like, what's the difference? There is no difference, I feel like. So like, there is basically just 2 core types that a programming language needs to have. It's just the type that allows you to combine multiple values together, and the type that allows you to select one of the variants. So like sum types and product types, basically. That's all. Yeah, like the dynamic arrays is the only, and then the dynamic array. So the dynamic array is as like a separate thing, but I think I'll do it similarly here with the same type differences type of elements. Well, I mean, yeah, but what? But like, I mean, but what's the difference between int and int2? What's the difference? Like in this case, they are also all the same types, right? Like, what's the difference? This is going to be stored the same way in memory anyway. 2. Is my type infinite going to be happy with tuple unpacking? I mean, that's what I'm going to implement right now, I guess. I mean, first I'm going to do the so right now I'm going to do the pattern matching, which is going to rely on the inference. Then the inference will need to be able to do that. We'll see. Like maybe we will. Maybe I will like. I will try my idea here, and then if it doesn't work, I can always make a dedicated array type. But I don't see why is it necessary, really. Here goes compile time monomorphization. Why do you say compile time monomorphization? This does not need to be to have monomorphization. No, you just need to infer the types here. So you can do part 1 fixed size 2 is 1s if resulting array type is object. Well, I mean, fixed size is probably like the constructor for the tuple where every element is the same type, right? So yeah. So and like similarly, you should only be indexing by the runtime value into your tuple if it's actually a list. So a list basically is a tuple where every field is the same type, right? But it is still a tuple. Like there is no difference technically. Hello, Kane Orn, ONG. Because once again, this is how TypeScript does it. This is how this is not how Python does it, but yeah, this is how TypeScript does it, I guess, and some other languages too, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. TypeScript is the only one that's actually typed. So I cannot say Lua is doing the same. All right, let's just implement this here. So first we see that the value must be the tuple that I'm pattern matching against, and we have the parse, and I need to like iterate over all the parts and construct my pattern matching results. So matches is scope locals empty. This is going to wait. Is this mutable? This one is not mutable. So let's say ref here. I guess. I know you have much control from both type and value perspective, but din arrays should be dot star is option T. No, I don't think that's how it should work, because option T, like the way you write it, makes me think that every element in the every element is an optional thing, which means that we can have gaps, but when you want dynamic arrays to be like compiled efficiently in the future, right, you want it to have no gaps, right? So like that's a separate thing. That's like a sparse table or something. You can have a yeah, because in Lua the tables, they are just tables, right? I mean that should be possible, but that's not an array anymore, basically, kind of. If you're only storing references in your tuple, not the actual object's values, right? Well, right now I'm using OCaml. OCaml is storing every value by reference always. But when we are going to use compilation, it should store the actual object values. So like I should actually make my semantics work like that. So similarly to compile languages like C and Rust, the tuple is owning the values. We should have ownership semantics too. I'm planning ownership and borrow checker like Rust. But that's not implemented yet. I already have place expressions though and stuff. So we are going to start with like a runtime borrow checker, where we check borrows at runtime instead. But right now everything is treated as a copy type basically. Hello Dev Ninja. we iterate the parts. Parts, iterate. And then we have a function, right? So this is a part. A part is either the unpacking or something else, right? Tuple, pattern tuple. Tuple of parts, tuple part of list. It's if either a field or unpack. Unbound constructor, because this language. Part. So part is tuple part of, right? Match part with field or unpack. I don't know how it works in Rust. Then how do you achieve constant time index access, store pointer to the start of every value? No, it's because the tuples are like how does it work in C? Basically the same way, right? Like in C, like the tuples is basically like the struct, right? So you know at compile time the layout of your structures and of every field, so you can you don't need to store the pointer to the start of every value. If you have the pointer to the actual struct, then you can get any field instantly by just adding the offset of the field to the start of the struct itself, right? So yeah, that's it basically. And so index access, index access is because you can basically well, I mean, for index access, like where index is at runtime, right, where like you actually use tuples as lists, right, then you just need to like the offset to the beginning of like the list part of the tuple if it has other parts, I guess. But normally you would just, it's basically the same as the beginning, and then you add the size of the type multiplied by the index, right? Just like how you do it in C. But yeah. Okay, so if we have a field, this should have a label and field, right? Let's see. Label. Label span is something that I can ignore here, I guess, and I don't know why I call it field. This is the value, so this is like the field pattern, right? Which is a pattern, and this is the label, which is an option. So if it's none, then we get the next indexed field, and if it's some, then I get it by label, basically. Okay. Let's see here. Let next indexed field is 0. I'm going to match label here with none. Then I need the index. So member is, if it's none, then it's going to be Index is next indexed field. Index, next index field. Index plus 1. Something like that. And if it is some label, then this should be like index. This is tuple member. So if it's label, then it is a name. Label get name label. Runtime type information is nice for debugging. Nice option to have. Yeah, that's how my interpreter works. We have all the type information at runtime. So now we have the member, and then I just say, so this is my tuple, right? So we say tuple get opt. Tuple member. That is some field, then we are going to, so in this case I need to pattern match the field place with field pattern. Okay, this is going to be matches. It's wrong. Some syntax issue somewhere. Field place, unbound record, because field in this case value tuple field, right? Member tuple. Maybe I don't need that. Or do I? Yeah, I guess I don't. Actually, like, I'm doing like the matches, so I'm actually claiming my places, I guess, even if some other sub pattern is not going to match. I feel like when I'm doing pattern matching, I need to first see if the entire pattern matches, and then actually perform the matching, constructing the, like, claiming the places and stuff, you know? So I need to do pattern matching in two separate steps, I feel like. Let's have it as a to-do. For now, I think it doesn't matter. To do in 2 steps. Can match and perform match. So perform match is like assuming that we can match, basically. Otherwise, we're going to move some things out of their places. So let matched is ref true. So let's call this match this field matched, and matches, this is going to be field matches, right? So if not field matched, then matched is false, right? Okay, and then I need to like add the field matches to my actual matches. So scope locals. Yeah, I can say like matches is by symbol is symbol map merge union. I need to have the union of the current matches. Matches dot by symbol. And the field matches. And I need to union in case that we have both matches. In case like we have the same thing, it should actually like be unreachable here, right? Function. So we have like symbol a b. I will just return a here, but we I guess want to report the error in this case in span. This symbol print symbol is matched multiple times in pattern. Field matches dot by symbol, like this. Hello Shodron, hi. Okay, so this is the simple part. This is the field. This is the field. And maybe so like this over here can be removed now. This over here can be removed now. Also, if this is none, this should say something like error to no field this tuple member print member. Is it a compiled language? Not yet. Not yet. But it is supposed to be. It is a language which has a compile time evaluation, which is why I needed the interpreter anyway, which is why right now I only have interpreter. Because it's a work in progress. And later, before actually compiling to native code, I'm planning to transpile to JavaScript. Because that's easier. So in this thing, I can just remove now, right? Matched and matches. Is matches matched? Matched. Matches is matches. This is unnamed, so I'll just do this. Okay, this is pattern matching without unpacking. Let me just first make sure that we have everything that was worked before working here. Unpack over here. Error span to do unpack pattern. All right, next, what do we have? Now we have assignee tuples 2. Now we have assignee tuples too. Can this be having the can an assignee be question mark? Did I not answer your question? I did, right? Can an assignee be the thing? You know? So assignee is the thing to the left of the equal. So it has a special type of expression there. Let's go to advent of code. So I can have cast here. Basically, if we have A and B is 1 and 2, then we can say A and B is B and A, right? So this is just an assignee expression. This is a pattern. This is an expression. So can I have a ... something is equal to 1 and 2? Does that even make sense? Does that make sense to do something like this? It's similar to pattern matching, I guess. So like if I have I'll let tuple be 1 and 2, and then I should be able to say, so like for example, we should be able to say let A and rest be equal to 1, 2, 3, right? That should be working. So similar to that, we should say that underscore ... tuple is equal to 1, 2, 3, right? Because it's similar to pattern matching in this case. Let's ignore that for now, though. I think we should still have assignee tuple. I mean, yeah, I don't ignore that, but I guess I ignore the unpacking here too for now. Yeah, we'll implement that later. So we have tuple. This has parts. So place, claim, await. This is like the same as the pattern similar to pattern matching. Yeah, so we just need to do list, iterate parts. We need to iterate for part. Then we match part with unpack. Then we say error span to do unpack assignee. Ah, the screen shake. What's wrong with screen shake? Fine, let's go to something that doesn't have screen shake. Fine. This expression has type, assign expression. Tuple part of list. This is not a function. Yes. I wanted to do this over here, and this is my function. That's right. There we go. So now we have part, we have unpack, and we have a field. We have field where we have a label span, and a field which is equal to assignee field. Right, so in this case, we do something similar. We are going, it's literally very similar. So I need to maintain the current Next indexed field is ref0. So yeah, we need to like match label with, so there's going to be member, which is tuple member. If it is none, then it's going to be what? Let me say that index is next indexed field. Next indexed field is index plus 1. Index. And if it is some label, then return name label, get name label in this unbound constructor. Wait, you were not complaining about the unbound constructor unpack though. Part underscore tuple part. There you go. I'm just socially awkward, so I didn't know what else to say. All right, nice. I have the same problem, but usually I end up not saying anything. And then as soon as I say something, I instantly regret it. So we have the member, and then I just say tuple get opt match tuple get opt member in the tuple. If it's none, it's like literally the same code. Can I like get rid of the like it's literally almost like copy pasta here? Not exactly, but I know. And no field this tuple member print member. So it is some field. In this case, we have field place, right? So I need to like assign recursively, span state. Assign is going to be assignee field and field place, right? Just like that. Okay. Evaluate expression tuple. I still regretted commenting on the screen shake too. Nice. Well, we get to use the NeoVim for a little bit, I guess, until I rage quit it and go back to VS Code. Tuple here. So we have the tuple. The tuple has parts now. So this is where we construct the tuple. So I guess we construct the tuple by actually saying that we have we start type is this expect tuple option get. Yeah, sure. So this is my actual tuple here, which I will need to like be creating as I go, right? So tuple is tuple empty, right? And I guess ref. We are going to do that. We end up with just having the tuple here. Just found your channel. Like the price, all the basic information available without me asking. I'm curious, what are you using for the backend of the language LLVM? The language is not compiled yet. So no, LLVM, as I said, is the last step that I'm going to go for. There is a lot of things to do before that. For now, I have the interpreter, and we are going to start working on the transpiler to JavaScript relatively soon. LLVM is too much work, but it will only be needed later when all the other parts are ready and I need performance out of the compiled binary, which I don't need right now. Hello, Pigorly. We just do iterate parts, iterate, function part, tuple part. So we're going to match part with if it's a field, label span field. We'll do something if it's unpack. In this case, I can do unpacking, I think, already. It's a lot easier when constructing the values, I guess. I'm using JavaScript instead. I'm not using it yet, but that's the plan, yes. And before LLVM, even for native builds, there's probably going to be something else. Like there are other alternatives. We can transpile to C, we can generate our own assembly, we can use other alternatives to LLVM, which is QBE or CraneLift, which are easier, but give you like a little slower binary, I guess. How was Advent of Code today? Was it easy? Yeah, it was pretty easy. Just required inspecting the input that you are given a little bit. Unpack. Let tuple is tuple. Is Advent of Code ever not easy? Well, I mean, it depends on how much you know, I guess, and what language you use, and if your language has performance issues, like I had for a couple of days of the Advent of Code. But yeah, in general, it is very easy, I would say, yes. But not everyone knows what is Gaussian elimination, for example, right? Or not everyone knows, I mean, not everyone knows how to do the BFS and how to do DFS, for example, too, right? Because they're just learning programming or whatever. In case you haven't heard, there is a TB, which is used by C3. Yeah, I heard of C3. Tilde, my LVM alternative. C of nodes, simple type system, fast compile times, thread safe modules, code view debug, capable of auditing and AOT. In progress. So okay, they're working with Ginger Bill, which is the creator of Odin. Odin is not using that right now, right? C3 is just language that just came out recently. Yeah, do they have comparison with the QBE though? Or CraneLift? QBE is providing 70% of the performance for 10% of the complexity of the codes that you would use in LLVM, I guess. I haven't like looked deeply into any of the backends. Maybe LLVM is not that difficult even. I just didn't try yet. Okay, so we have here label. I'm just going to tuple add string option. Yeah. So we just say name is match label with none dumb label get name label, and then we say tuple add name field So in this case, field now must be evaluated, right? So field is evaluate state field. And then we add the field to the tuple. And then and that's our tuple now, right? Like this. That's all. This expression has type string, but yeah, because this needs to be some which I guess this is just a label option map label get name. There we go. It's easier. Boom 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 boom. The expression has type value tuple. Oh yeah, because this is not a value, right? I need to add to the tuple. This is the field, you know, field value. This over here is field expression, right? And what we need here is to have a field which is going to be value tuple field, right? Which has the actual jump to definition failed. I love the OCaml language server, it's so good. Can you please go to definition here? No. Do I have value there? I mean, we have places, right? We have places, so we have place, which is place init value. I mean, we see this over here in the bottom. That's the code that I had before. So we just initialize the new place with the value. We have span, which is label span, and we have a type field. Where do I get the type field from? Is the question though. Wait, what value tuple? Wait, hold on. Value tuple field. Oh, it's because not tuple. That's why I cannot go to the definition. That makes sense now. Blame the camel for no reason. Ginger Bill, I summoned thee. Why are you trying to summon Ginger Bill? Ginger Bill, when he was last in my chat, he said that, well, I mean, what, there was, like we have opposite goals in my language and in his language, right? Kind of. You saw a YouTube short recently by Cakes about Ginger Bill mugging him in his own chat. What does this mean? Significantly outclass or surpass someone at attractiveness, style, skill, or social status? Gen Z term? Okay. How do we get the type field here? I mean, isn't everyone doing that in Cake's chat? I'm not sure. Where do we get the type field from? Where was I getting it from before, previously? Common. Evaluate expression. What is the thing that we had? Type tuple is type tuple. Oh, wait. we literally just have the type, right? Yeah. So we just get the member, which is the same. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. So type field is literally just type tuple get member, right? Tuple get member. Where a member would be also, I need to still maintain the field. I mean, technically, since I'm constructing the tuple, I do have that, right? So member is tuple member. It's going to match name here, I guess, with none. Then it's going to be index, current index. So current index would just be tuple unnamed array length. Is that how I do it? If it's some, then it is name. If it's some name, right? No information available. Why is the language server not working? It works for option. I can hover option. And I cannot hover my code at all because I come a language server and then how do you restart language server in Vim? LSP restart. Now it works. Yes, nice. So camel language server. Hello Vess. For anyone interested.
But otherwise, I think C has everything.
Where's the audio? Oh wait. It's just I don't hear it.
But otherwise, I think C has everything. C's just broken, lots of issues. And I've been programming in C for about 2 decades now. Oh, I saw... Bro, how old are you? Bro, you look like you're 30. What do you mean 2 decades? You started programming in C when you were 11 or something? What did you do, bro? Like, there's no way.
I started programming when I was 8.
Younger than... This guy made a programming language and is younger than me?
Wait, how old is Cakes? We're about the same age, right? And I was thinking of making my own programming language like 10 years ago, so yeah. Technically, I wouldn't be making cast. I would be making something different though. If I started, is this your first programming language? Well, I mean, technically, like it depends on what you count as programming language. It is. You should start now then. Making your own programming language, you mean? Like simple expression parsers are not languages, right? Like when you just like yeah, that's not a programming language. No, I don't think so. So this is actually my first one. I'm finishing close to line and then making my own language. All right. Looking forward to it. What are you going to name it? Close to language? Nast? I see. I see. All right, so this works, right? This works. Unpacking is just not implemented yet. Let's just do error dot error. By the way, this over here can panic. Let's just let's do over here get opt just in case just in case we want. I mean, this should never panic if the type checking was successful, but we're doing error resilience, so I should not do that. Let's do match here. With some type field, then type field. Well, I mean, isn't that what I had before though? And it was never panicking. But why? I mean, because I only tried running the programs that are successfully like passing the type checking. Can I change the color scheme here? Yeah, I was just doing the get here, which means that it could panic. But I never had that happen. None. So I need to create a new type field. Type. This type. Well, this is going to be value type of field value then, right? And then we have a label, which is the original label, by the way, right? Label has type label T option. Expression was have type label T. Type label. Yeah, I mean, actually, for my type. Error span to do implement unpack tuple expression. I feel like for my type, can I like, what is my type? It's not a type. That's not a type. Go to definition doesn't work properly in OCaml. My type is over here, which is this. Go to types. Let's just do it manually. Go into definition. We have type tuple fields, or this thing. Go to definition failed. Beautiful. Okay. Closer than Linksider. Are you doing the new musics for Linksider right now, Vessel, or not? Are you just waiting until like we all start working on Linksider? Davey said that he's going to have more time in January, so I was thinking that maybe I will be working on Linksider in January too, so that we can all work at the same time and make actually some progress on Linksider. Type tuple field, go to definition field, type tuple field is equal. All right, so we have type and label. So this one should be optional. Label T option. Label T option. There you go. Inference. Unite type tuple fee. So this should be. Is there like option? Unite option. Unite option. Label unite. There you go. That's correct. Pictures types. Yeah. Unite option. Oh wait, hold on. Unite option. Label unite and then span, right? Span. The span go here. Unite option. Label unite. Oh, label unite does not have the span argument here. I see. Function span into label unite. Like this. Does it work? Unite option. Cannot unite some and none. Okay, I mean, the error messages are not going to be very good, I guess, here, but... Label, create reference, symbol name. Label, type field, symbol name. Add local existing place. Type field is, label is some. And add local label is some. Sometimes I think having a solo project is actually easier. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. And I mean, yeah. Or it's because we are not good at managing at the team, right? Or whatever. That's why managers exist, I guess. Local type field label. Label gets span. Wait a second. Evaluate expression module. Local type field label. I mean, yeah, in this case we do option get. When I have a pattern binding, we create label. This is a binding. This should be some label. Okay. Wait, so I'm done now, right? I am now done. It seems with the interpreter. Or no, not exactly. So now we have the type expression, which is a tuple, which also has parts. Okay. All right, so we need to do the same thing here, right? Let's tuple be ref tuple empty, and then we do parts iterate part, which is tuple part. Okay, so then we say that we match part with field label span. Field is field expression. This is where we literally just do this thing, right? This is creating me the type field, which is type tuple field, I guess, right? And then we need to add this to my tuple. So we say tuple is tuple add name type field, right? So and then over here tuple is tuple, and name is match label with none. I mean, it's just the same label option map label get name, like this, right? Pattern matching is not exhaustive. Yeah, that's right. So like over here we have the unpack error span to do unpack type expression. Cool. Okay. The field label has type option. Initialize place expression. This should basically be inference dot unite option. Unite option using once again function span label unite label and type field label without even like matching here, I guess. That's not necessary. We are uniting, we're doing this. This is going to be label T option, I guess. Unite option span. There you go. Unbound value error. Is this a fake error? Tune build. That's an error that doesn't exist. Again, LSP restart. Okay, now the interpreter is done. Compiler. This is where we initialize the inference, right? This is where we initialize the inference. Initialize type expression. I guess in this case we ignore it all, right? Okay, when I have expression tuple, we need to initialize the parts, or no, we need to like do, yeah, we need to do the inference here. Parts type tuple. Tuple is tuple. Yes. So we just do once again tuple is ref tuple empty. Tuple is tuple. Then we do parts, list, iterate, function, part, type part, tuple part. We're going to match part with unpack. To do initialize expression tuple unpack. Field label span field is field expression. So in this case we say that let field type, type field is tuple type tuple field. This is going to be type is field expression dot data dot type. Label is the same label, so I just do that, and then I just add this. Right, so name is label option map label get name. Tuple is tuple add name type field, right? Syntax error. Where's the syntax error? It's somewhere here. This semicolon must be an in. Wait, what? Line 210. Yeah, and this over here must be deleted. And LSP must be restarted, I think, again. It's showing me the errors that don't exist. Or does it not? This is expression. What are you saying? Unbound record. It's not true. It's not true. Stupid thing. Wait, it says unbound record. Why is it unbound? Because it does not know what is this? Field expression? You don't know that this is an expression? Can we do like colon expression here? So it understands that? No? Where do I do this? Like, does this needs to be like in parentheses? And now you are not complaining about it? Yesterday I announced release of John Blow puzzle game. Yeah, I told you, right? There was the rumor about it already. Yeah. Pum, 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 pum. Anything else that's huge was announced there? Can we expect release of Jai soon? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be released at the same time as the game, but the game is still not having the release date, right? They just have the Steam page. The release date is not there, as far as I understand, right? And it is not even saying coming soon or something, or does it? You saw him working on that game many times on stream? Yeah. I saw him working on that a couple times. I don't really watch much streams of John Blow. For some reason, he's streaming when I'm asleep usually. Divinity and Exodus, sci-fi like Mass Effect. Okay, so we have the other things here. Unpacking. I feel like all of this code that I'm writing right now, like in all of these bunch of places, it looks very similar. Hello, Penguin. It looks very similar. Like over here I'm trying to infer the type of a pattern. It is going to be very, very similar, especially like over here in the initialization. This is inferring the types of expressions of a pattern and of all of the other things. So I feel like I can do it more generically here. How about I do this here? Let tuple type. Sure, tuple type is going to be something like this. I need so I need a function that takes what? So this should work for all different kinds. So I have a tuple of, I think, right? And this should return me the types, the type tuple, I guess, right? So literally that. Yeah. Okay. Just inferring the type of this, because we know all of those. Yes. Makes sense. Games that prefer cyberpunk, especially with dark, hardcore psychedelics. Robot voice. Am I able to watch him while pooping sometimes? What? You are able? Right. function. Okay, so we have a tuple which has parts, and this should return these things. So like I actually want to move this. Where was I just writing code earlier? When I was initializing expression. Expression tuple over here. This over here, expression tuple. I'm just going to return here. Tuple type. Tuple, right? That's what we want. And I give it the span, I guess. So all of this code just goes into the implementation of tuple type over here. So this is returning. This is just returning type, I guess. But it also takes span as argument. Format request failed. No matching language servers. Why does NeoVim says this? I think this is a NeoVim issue at this point. So like when I restart my language server, it stops thinking that I have a language server, but then it still works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't, or whatever. LSP info. I have active client OCaml LSP, and it thinks that that it cannot do the formatting. Okay, that's when we quit via NeoVim and go back to VS Code, I guess. This definition has type expression. Yeah, because this is not necessarily expression, right? Yeah, so this should be like a tuple part of, and this should not be expression, this should be a, right? So this does not have data, which means that over here I also need the kind, right? So this should be a compiled kind then first. So this should be like kind, and this should be expression data should be basically get compiler get data kind. Do I have that? Where is the get data? Get data. It is in the compiler. Compiler get data. Unbound value get field expression. Wait, what? It's not a get field expression. It's a get data. Like the code is not reflecting the error. We have a dependency cycle. Nice, that's why. Because this should not depend on the compiler, because this is in the initialization. Okay, how do I make this? I hate this thing. Get data. Where is the compiled kind? This is in the compiler types. Okay, fine. So the get data, compiler get data, this thing should be moved to the compiler types actually. Get data, compiler types, this should have the get data. There we go. Compiler init. New games in Star Wars universe also was very sad. Nothing new for Square Enix and Naughty God. So we say that this is expression tuple. Right. Expression module label is some label. Init assignee. So this over here assignee is having tuple, and we just say here we just say type tuple assignee tuple. Yeah, okay. At least in this code, I can go without duplication of the code. This is pattern tuple. Nice. It stopped. Nice. Good. Inject pattern bindings. We have tuple pattern parts. Now we do parts. Okay, so we go like parts, list, iterate, function part into match part with this part is tuple part. If we have a field, label span, field is field pattern. Then we state inject pattern bindings only compiler field pattern. Okay, if we have an unpack in this case is actually just another pattern, right? Pattern to unpack. Right? Isn't this just a pattern here? In this case, it is, right? So I just, in this case, it's very easy. We can do without to do. We inject pattern to unpack. If I have inject assignee bindings, this is very similar. Wait, why am I? Yeah. Sure, assignee tuple. Parts. Let's copy paste. Assignee to unpack. Assignee to unpack. Inject assignee. So like we can deduplicate this code also if needed. So this is not field pattern, but assignee field. Your LSP is crashing for me. Could not find content, could not find length in scope. You're giving it content length. You're giving... Wait, what? Is it cast LSP log or is it cast log? You set... It looks like you set your LSP to be just cast, but it should be cast LSP, you know? You set up your Helix incorrectly. Here's what you need to do. Helix languages, right? Because you forgot the argument LSP, right? You forgot args LSP over here. I'm the one who gave you the Helix config, but it works for me, right? So there is something wrong. Or maybe, wait, no, there's, yeah. No, wait, what? No, that does make sense. Because it, like, it was arg, not args, my bad. Oh, okay. So you gave me the thing, but you couldn't do it yourself correctly? I see. And sometimes... Okay, this works. Core syntax. What is this? Expression data. Type ascribe. Expression data. Compiler get data. Yeah, because we don't have compiler get data now. I guess I can just say that let get data is get data now, though. So that we re-export that. Label is field label. This one must be option field label. What is this? Tuple field. Tuple field gives us field label, which is I think like this now should be optional though, right? I feel like that should be optional. Because in this case, wait, label AST, tuple field, get named label. So in this case, label actually exists. Yeah, so in this case, we say sum. Right? Sum. 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 Well, I mean, it's all sum here. But field label is match kind. A label, what is this? This is comma impl. We have something else. Yeah, in this case, field label is actually none. Yeah, because we do like label is to string and stuff. Yeah, unnamed index. Label is none in this case. This is unnamed field. Label, field label. Okay. Now this needs to actually be having the parts though, right? Yeah, we need to have the parts. So this should not be tuple, this should be parts is ref empty list. We need to go here, and also I need to like have this reversed, I think. And then over here we say instead parts is parts list rev. Parts rev, because it's faster to append to the beginning. Go into parentheses. No. Expression assignee is not compatible with pattern. Parts rev is this. Parts rev. Can I say that over here? This is so this is a. No, this is a tuple part of list ref, right? That's my type. There you go. Okay, and then over here, when we have the field in it, field label, right? So we say parts rev is parts ref is. I say part is a types tuple part of. Hover still isn't working for me. Getting GOT request to hidden, respond to hidden. Are the other things working? What are you trying this? I mean, are you trying this on my Advent of Code repository? I can try opening that in Helix. Projects, Advent of Code 25, Helix, open, day 10, for example, and then we can try hovering here. Yeah, it works. It works here for sure, and we have the inlay hints too. So it should work on cast repository too, I guess. So in this case, this is going to be a field. A field. To pull field of, right? We have labels, pay, label, and field, right? That's what I want. And then parts rev is part colon parts rev, right? So we just add this to the head, the parts. Okay, in this case we do that, in this case we do that. And then there is also, so then I also should have another option, which is going to be core unpack, I guess. In this case, we are actually unpacking, right? I'll do that later. I just want to see like the old stuff working first. Use .star span is field label get span. Field field label option get. Actually no. Let field be this in that. Type of tuple. String map to list. List map. Can I do filter map? Right? So yeah, we're just going to say field label option map label into this. Wait, what? Yes. When I use .star, I only want the ones that are named, I think. That would make sense, right? That would make sense. What is this? Pattern tuple? Pattern tuple. What is this? Impl syntax. Okay, pattern tuple. Tuple map. Field AST. I think in this case it's just going to be parts is what is fields in this case? Tuple. Fields tuple. LSP works for examples hello, but not for foo.ks. It only works for the things that are defined in the workspace KS. Workspace KS is defining the routes for which the LSP is looking. It's not looking for every file. We might change that, but yeah, it defines the routes of your like project structure. That's a little weird. Well, it's because your file might not be the root. It might be the file that's included from another file. So like, how do we determine that thing? I can make it, we can like kind of make it so that, I mean, yeah, if it's like not included anywhere, so like it works for standalone ones too. Yeah, I just did the easy stuff. Proper modules when, I mean, we already have proper modules, but like, how do we determine? Like when you see in your like directory couple of cast files, which one of them is the root? How do you know that? You cannot know that by, like, in order to do that, you need to process the files, right? And you need to basically like try every one of them as the root, right? And it might work or might not work. There can be, there's probably something that I can do, but like, I mean, for example, if you open a Rust project which has a Rust file which is not in the usual place, right? Like not source lib.rs and not source main.rs and like whatever. Like if your cargo doesn't know about your Rust code, then your Rust analyzer is also going to not know about that like standalone Rust file, right? But I guess it should basically treat every file as the root if we don't have the workspace case, which is which is same as if your Rust project is like not using cargo, then we just treat every file as a standalone or whatever, right? Or I don't know, some logic. Okay, I started using Nix now, and I wanted to use Hyprland as well. Is there something I need to do other than enable it in config, like installing a package or something else? You want to configure it probably. I mean, you can configure it without Nix first, and then move your configuration to Nix. But yeah, you basically just enable it. You don't install a program. You do like let's see, Hyprland. There we go, Hyprland. See, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing like more things than necessary, right? I'm enabling programs, Hyprland, and I'm doing something with Wayland portals because there was a bug or something, I think. Enabling X Wayland support for Hyprland, and installing some programs that I need for it. Right? Programs, Hyprland, enable true. I mean, yeah, it just works for default configuration, yeah, but you probably want to install like something like the app launcher, right? How do you launch apps? What's the default configuration, Nerdzel? What does it open? I use Wofi right now. And you also need, you need to at least be able to launch a terminal, right? So you also want to install a terminal or whatever. The default configuration. Wait, does Hyprland even have default configuration? Like default keybinds and stuff? I don't know. Surely it does. Maybe. I don't remember. Yeah, you can just like try enabling it and see if it works, and then go from there. So I have the configuration for Hyprland over. Yeah, I just have. I just moved basically my Hyprland configuration into Nix2, but it's basically creating the file in the correct place. That's all. Use tabs or spaces in cast? No idea. Probably spaces. Can you not see what I use in the current repository? I think it's spaces. Two or four. You can look at the current code, right? I think it's 4 right now. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4 and spaces. You think we should move to 2? I think I was thinking about that at some point, but I think 4 makes more sense to me right now. Pattern tuple. Okay, over here we say parts is fields into tuple to sequence list of sequence sequence map. Okay, and over here we have function member field ASTT. Wrong span. This over here is what? What am I even doing here? Reduce copy pasta here and compiling function. What is this? Implementation. Expression. This is implementing syntax. I see. Makes sense. So I'm like creating my own function based on like the things that we're matching here. Yeah. Okay. Member, we don't care about the member. Fine. And then we have a field. Okay. So we return this thing. Right? So this should return pattern tuple field. Label in this case is going to be label is actually going to be none because this is unnamed thing. Pattern field. Value field has type error. Value field has type error. Nice. Not anymore. Okay. Is that working? Expression has type pattern tuple field of a list, but expression was expected of type pattern types tuple part of. Right. So this should return tuple part of, right? But this field, which is pattern types tuple field of, is this, and then we return the part, which is field, right? Like this. And field here has type error. Fields has type AST tuple to seek. This expression has type tuple member. But expected of type error. Wait, what is expected of type error? Oh, Camel, don't you troll me, please. It has type error, but with expect of type AST. Are you is your Camel stupid? Wait, what? Why is it error? The value field has type error. I don't have the type error. What? Field, this thing should have type AST, right? Now it works. Oh my god. Oh, Camel inference is so bad. Label option, type field label. Label, inject binding, type field label. What is this? Initialize scope. We have all of the locals. Label, type field label. Some. No. Local type field label. This one is option and this one is not option. Option yet. In this case, I think label is AST complex. What is this? This is me compiling the complex AST node. We have a custom syntax implementation. Type field is none. Tuple map. Yeah. Because we have unnamed things here. Yep. Okay, and next we have the error over here. STD label. STD label. This is some STD label, right? Okay. That's transpiler. I think you know what? How about we delete the transpiler of to OCaml? I think I'm not going to try to transpile my code to OCaml anymore. If I do, this is just 200 lines. This can be done easily from scratch. You know, let's just remove the transpiler. I will go for JavaScript. OCaml is an annoying language to write and to transpile into too. Remove it. Output type. That's no longer the thing. OCaml. No longer the thing. Remove it. Inner compiled with handle. Okay, we have parts here. Let's have the thing. And compiled with handler. Let's see. Inner tuple compiled with handler kind tuple is going to be a tuple of, I think, right? So this is going to be yeah, tuple parts list iterate. Can I do this without a camel complaining? Field. Unpack. No, I cannot. Oh, camel, oh, camel. Part is a tuple part. Types tuple part. Match part with. I like all of this should not be necessary basically, and I like it's so annoying. I have to repeat myself 1,000 times. Tuple field of. Okay, so I have field, a label span, field. So in this case, I do handle kind field, right? And then packed. We shall say handle kind packed. Okay. Next. I feel like this is also the biggest thing, like tuple unpacking. You might it's easy to think about, but then this is the biggest change ever, right? Git diff stat. Like I already changed. I mean, I added 300 lines. I deleted 700 lines. A 1,000 changes. Not too big, right? It's not like 10,000 lines were changed. What's the log count? You mean like in the project itself? I have 14,000. Well, I mean, actually, this means that like what, like 10% of the code was touched here, right? All right, I mean 5%. I changed 700 lines out of 14. 5% of the code was touched here, and I'm not finished yet, by the way. Expression tuple inner tuple compiled with handler kind tuple handler There you go. Want to guess how many lines I have in CTL? 10,000? I thought you said that earlier, no? Wasn't it 10,000? In this case, we have a assignee and yeah. Tuple. That was a while ago. You have 20,000 now. B tuple. EE tuple. Okay. LSP hover. Get tuple. Types tuple field of. Get tuple. A types tuple field of tuple. Option. No, this is going to be tuple of option. Tuple. But we have assigned tuple too, by the way, now. This to do can be removed, by the way. Tuple, just take hover tuple. Hover tuple. This is a tuple, which is tuple of tuple parts. A list iterate. No, we want to do list find map. List find map. Okay. We have a function. The field access has type this, what expression? Yeah. So we have a function part, which is a tuple part. Okay, so now we need to match part with field. And in this case, I can do that. Right? And if it is packed, then hover tuple. Do I need to go into the insides here or not? Or do I need to say none? Hover tuple. We have a field. Compiler get data kind field. No. No, for packed, I don't need to do this here. Label definition label. Defined here, defined not here. Definition mode. Definition mode. Wait, what? Rename. Oh yeah, rename. Yeah, this is going to be like label. Label into option map function label into this. Okay. Okay, we are compiled. Does it mean that the stuff is going to work? 30,000? Oh shit. I think your code is, wait, hold on. So you have more code than the Linksider? And the engine of the Linksider combined? Is that right? Wait, no, Linksider has 20,000 lines of code, okay. And then but you have more code than Linksider. Okay, but not combined with the engine, I guess. And this is not the full engine, technically. You have no idea why you have so many? You think it's mostly UI? Why is your UI so much code? Because you hard-code it? From scratch every time? Do you have a lot of copy pasta for the UI code? Time to refactor. Time to refactor. Alright, let's see. Cast. Is this going to work? It is not working. Why not? No field 0. It says no field 0. No field 0. Inference error. Type tuple underscore comma is not equal to dot type is AST. Type tuple underscore comma. Oh, wait, I see. This is the no field 0. Right, hold on. I did something incorrect. This is where I think this is in the compiler. Compiler of a complex node, right? Compiler of a complex node. Because over here the labels are none. Root children. Custom syntax implementation. It's not a custom syntax implementation, right? Maybe it's core syntax handle. Wait, is that a core syntax? That is a core syntax, right? No field 0. Context. Yeah, context. Yeah, because this is a custom syntax implementation. That's right. That's right. That's right. So we have a custom syntax implementation. We have the root children tuple map. So like this label should actually exist. We need to do a map I, and over here we have a member. and AST, right? Map I. No, we just have member here. Okay, so this member is going to be over here converted into the label, right? So we need to match member with index. Then it's going to be none. But if it is name, then it's going to be label create. Should be definition here. Should be definition here. I feel like I need to see the changes here. Create definition AST span to do. Create definition AST span name. Why was there a to do? Just name. Some. Advent of code. What are you trying to see? Are you trying to see my repository with solutions? We already solved the advent of code. Here's my solutions. How many days? It's 12 days. This is the last day. So the advent of code is over, yeah. Okay, so this is still going to be wrong. Type tuple dot type AST is not equal to this. What is this even? Hold on, some impl. This is me constructing what? Place init vast value inferred this AST span. Yes, create definition. This is not a wait. Hold on. This is not a definition, is it? Create definition. It's not definition. It's not definition, right? This is a reference. At AST span, not even at AST span, at a field AST span, but I don't have that here, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter really. But the problem is custom syntax implementations, right? So I need to find impl syntax, this thing. Impl syntax. So label is none here. This is the problem, right? So we actually do the same. Member label is match member with index, then none, and if it's name, then we say some label create definition, which is field span, label span, field label span. Name. Unbound constructor. Stupid OCaml cannot do the type inference. Found bug in formatter. Try format this incorrect code. I know that there is a bug. I feel like we should just skip formatting incorrect code. It deletes the code, right? That's the bug that you're talking about. Yeah, I know about it. The formatter should just keep formatting if there is errors, I think. Label span. There is no field label span with type ASTT. AST span. Okay, not exactly correct, but I think good enough. Okay, it actually works. Okay, let's see. Let's AB is 1, 2. AB is 1, 2. A1, B2, right? A, B, B, A, B. Okay. Okay. I feel like it works just like before. Cast examples, lots of math. Cast examples, hello. World, cast examples, guess a number. Let's guess a number. 6, you guessed. Okay, nice. So this is me just refactoring the thing. And now we do the actual unpacking. Okay, let's see. So if I just try right now to say that let tuple be 1 and 2, and then we say let, and we say like 0 dot 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 tuple, right? We say fail over here in std core syntax line 1066, right? This thing. Okay, so we have a core unpack, right? In this case, we have unpack. I need to do what? I need to say root. This is AST group, root children, tuple unwrap, single unnamed tuple, no, AST child, expect AST, packed. So this is like the packed thing, right? And then I just say that so I need to construct a new part, which is the packed part, which is going to be not the field, but it's going to be packed, or it's going to be unpack, right? Unpack, packed, and packed is going to be, it's going to be C compile kind packed, right? I think that's all in order to like parse this, and then we have like type inference and stuff in other places. 0 tuple to do init expression and to do impl unpack. Okay, found another bug. Look at type of A. Right, let's see, what's the type of A? Type of A is 0 into 1. Wait, what? A type that is 1? I have never seen that before. Are you trying to find the bugs? This into this or that, some string, yes. Why is it saying 1? That makes no sense. 1 is unit, right? No, I mean in this case this is supposed to return. Oh wait, no, I actually no, this makes sense. No. This makes sense. It's not a bug. I mean, it is a bug, but it's also not a bug. The problem is that this is the file that's called 1. And this over here is a tuple type, is a named type right now. I removed the support for anonymous types, but the name right now is inferred incorrectly. I mean, it is a bug, but like not the one that you think it is. Right? I know about this one. It's like if we look into the code of advent of code, for example, right? Advent of code. If you look at like day 12 over here, like what is shapes, right? So this says is type of main shape. This one is actually correct, but do I have module here? No, I don't. Let's try maybe look at day 11. Yeah, like over here, right? I have the map. I have map here, a map KV, right? So what's the type of create here? This creates main.t instead of main dot, like the name should be main.map.t, right? Because it's inside of a map. But I have this information lost, so I'm like there's a bug with naming right now a little bit. Yeah. But we should fix it. We should fix both of these things, yeah. Sure. Maybe as soon as I do the unpacking here. Tuple unpack. To do init etuple unpack. Okay, so when I initialize the tuple unpack, I need to figure out the type here. So how do we do the type inference when we have the unpacking here, right? So when we have unpacking, there can be like two things. Either I already know the type of the tuple that is unpacked, in which case I can know the result type, right? Or I can know the result type and I know some other fields in my tuple expression, and then we figure out the unpack type. So like we need to work both ways here, right? So yeah, let's do one way first here, right? Which is this. That the result is type new not inferred span, right? So I'm actually going to return a result here. And then this over here is going to be fork compiler. Fork what? This is compiler state scope fork. That's the one. Yeah. Okay. Function. This. So this is going to be inferred is this, because I will need to like be waiting for the types there to be inferred. That's why we need a fork. And then we say like result type inference type expect inferred as span inferred, right? So that's one thing, but the other thing is going to be no, never mind. So we have unpack here. Let's just do this. Unpack packed. So this is a packed thing. I need to know its type, and I need to know that the packed thing must be a tuple itself, right? So we do something like this. We say, well, first of all, we need to get data kind packed. This is my data, and this is the type, right? So this is the type of the packed thing. And then I need to type await inferred. And then we match that with, type expect tuple. Expect tuple is only for value. Oh, we have type shape expect tuple, right? So we have type await inferred, type shape expect tuple. I match that with some type, then we do something, and if it's none, then we say error packed get data kind packed dot span packed must be tuple or whatever, right? Packed must be tuple. I feel like I want over here to also do with return, because I just stop here. Can I do that? Because in this case, I'll just return. Because like the inference already failed, we are not going to continue inferring the other fields. Or I mean, technically we can still infer some other fields, but I don't know if it's going to be incorrect then. Here. So yeah, we have the type. This is the type tuple. And then we just need this tuple to be unpacked, right? So we have I guess name can be ignored here. We have the tuple, which is a tuple of the fields. Okay, so I just say tuple map I function member type field, not type field. What is it? Type, just field, right? And then we do something here. Expression type unit tuple, but expression was described type unit. Not map, just iter I. Iter. To seek. Let's just say iter. Let's actually create the iter function. I was just doing to seek and then iter. Let iter a tuple member a unit which is going to be, let's just do function tuple f into to seek tuple into seek iter function member of value into f member value. Okay, good enough. Expression should not be function. Oh, iterate. This should be before, right? Should be like f tuple instead of tuple f. Okay, tuple iterate member field. So now we have the member, and we just add this member here, right? So, we just do the same thing here. The type is going to be this is going to be get data field type, and label is going to be label. Label is going to be label. Field label. Wait, what is this tuple? This is a type tuple field, right? So this is not even the field, right? Because this field is type tuple field, right? Why don't I have the auto completion here? Oh, camel. Hello? Why is everything red now? This definition has type this, which is less general. What is the type here? What is the type here? Why are you not showing me the type? I hate it. Where is my actual, like, the actual thing is here. Unbound value label, because it's stupid. Yes, these actual errors don't exist that they're showing to me. So the label here is what? It's just going to be, label is field label, and field is field dot Wait, hold on. This is type tuple field. This has label. It has a field dot. Oh, wait, I mean this is type tuple field. Don't we just have type field here directly? Like that. Name, and this is member. Tuple add. Why do you hear Windows sounds? I am getting messages. It's not Windows. I don't know why, like, it's supposed to be, like, off, though. Oh. Okay, I need to also end the stream in a bit. So let me see if I can finish this really quickly. Remember this should be like string option, right? Because yeah, let's just say name here, and then name is match member with index, then none, and if name, then some name, like that. Right? Okay. Tuple is tuple. That's a different tuple, right? This is a tuple. Can I call this one result? Result tuple. Result tuple. Result tuple. Result tuple. Result tuple. Yes. Okay. Let's see if that works. I mean, that's one thing. And then there is one, like, at least one more place that I need to do. 0. But this should, like, evaluate the type, right? Invalid argument option is none. Invalid argument option is none. In the interpreter comment over here, evaluate expression tuple, cast inference, inferred option get. To do dot panic, and yeah, because this should be evaluate expression tuple. This should be like type data type. This is going to be type await inferred, right? That's what I need to do. Just 0 tuple. While evaluating, this is not inferred and cannot be awaited. Okay, so like I don't infer the type here. Why not? Why not? Like this is packed. I kind of like know the type of this, right? Let me go to hello here, and let's just say let tuple be 1 and 2 0 dot tuple, right? Like that. Cast eval examples hello. So that's going to say the same, right? Because this over here is not inferred and cannot be awaited. So why is this not inferred then? Right? That's the question. Cast restart language server. Like, because this over here is inferred. This over here is inferred. But this entire thing is not inferred. Okay. But this is literally the code that we do here, tuple type. We are doing the fork here, and then we are saying this is inferred. And but the only thing that's doing the awaiting here is awaiting the type of pack to be inferred, and since it is inferred, the one that we have there should also be inferred. Right? Right, yes. Yes. Scope fork. Type not inferred. Result. And result is going to be inferred as this. Return. Oh wait, return is always returning. That's incorrect, right? Return should be only in this branch. It's because I added return to the wrong place. Okay. But now we have to do impl unpack, right? So this actually, okay, so if I restart the language server here, this is now inferred to be 3 integers, right? So if I have over here, like hello and world, right? Because this is 2 strings. Now this, together with unpacking, is now integer and string, right? Nice. So that works. And then we need to do impl unpack. To do impl unpack over here, this, okay, unpack packed. Let's see here, we're just going to say that packed is eval state packed, and then we need to like packed value awaiting for value expect tuple, I guess, match this with value, with some packed, then we do something. If none, then we do the error saying that packed was not tuple. If we have over here value tuple which is packed, then we just do, this is value tuple which is going to be having it just has tuple, right, or whatever, tuple and type. We ignore the type though, we just do tuple iter function member value member field. This is going to be value tuple field, right? So then we say name is match member with index, then none if it's name, then it is some name, and we'd say tuple is add name field, where field is eval state field dot not eval, we have place, and I need to like claim it, I guess, right? Stay like just field place claim, then right, does that work now? Evaluate tuple. This is a different tuple. Let's have over here result. Specialized type value tuple with specialized type value type tuple. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, actually, we have a value tuple field. Wait, what? Value tuple field. Wait, do I just add this? I just do that and like keep the place, or do I initialize a new place? That's a question. We can actually just do this right now. Result. But maybe I actually do this. But field value is basically field place claim, right? Span is just field span. We initialize the new one, label. Type field is field type field. Well, that's going to be just the original one. In this case, we actually claim the value. All right, let's eval. And it worked. There you go. Now, finally. Okay. Why string module is with capital S, but list is with small s? Yeah, we need to like fix the naming. I think all the types should be capitalized, including like ints and stuff, right? Right now, I just cannot treat types as namespaces at the same time. Yeah, so okay, so there we go. Tuple is 1 and 2, and we have a dot 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 tuple. This is, I mean, that doesn't exist, right? We need to do like 0 dot dot tuple. This is this 0 dot dot tuple comma 3 is going to be this. There you go. See, we can do that. Can I do? I cannot do pattern matching though still, right? So I cannot say let a dot 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 tuple is equal to tuple, right? To do unpack pattern. All right, but I need to end. This is already like progress. There's just a couple more things to do to finish this. So yeah, I'll end the stream because I have to. Which autonomous reference to this, you do caret. Or wait, hold on. Maybe I can still a little bit. No, I will like need to done in like minutes. You do caret, like this t caret, right? And then I need to fix priorities also sometimes. Hello, Raymarch. Yo, Raymarch, if you just joined, I was just implementing the tuple unpacking. So we can do this. Look at this. We have tuple, which is 0 and 1 and 2. And we can have like we can have like 0 dot 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 tuple 0 dot 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 tuple. Let's do it twice, and then let's say 9, and this is like this thing. And then we should be able to do this in like pattern matching too and stuff. I just need to go, so but there's like 5 more minutes of work, or maybe like 10 more minutes of work, so that this works in pattern matching too. That will be nice. How generic is that? Is it any iterator? No, it's like tuples, because everything is a tuple right now. So it's something that, no, it's not generic with iterators. Should it be generic with any iterator? I don't think so. Are iterators tuples? I don't have iterators yet. All right, you're asking too many questions. Let's leave before Remarch asks even more. Does this work? I mean, yes, it should work, yes. Because there is just any expression in any position, and we just expect a tuple in that position, right? It does not have to be a variable. It can be inlined there, but then why would you use this syntax, right? Is the question, because you can just do it without unpacking in this case. Let's go to Gent, actually. Just doing Lisps. Like C++ ellipsis operator. Or $* in Rust. Not sure about the C++ ellipsis. $* in Rust, I guess, is similar. But $* in Rust is unpacking the syntax. In this case, we're unpacking like the values or like stuff. We'll unpack the tuple and apply the syntax for every element is what I mean. It's not like syntactically applying, right? It's like it's more like the struct unpacking in Rust, where you have you know, or like in pattern matching in Rust, like you can do it with like lists, for example. You can say like first element and then the rest elements in lists. You can do this thing in Rust, you know. So that's what I want to allow for. If tuples is ABC, will this be that? No. No. It's the struct update syntax. also, right? Like foo field is value dot dot other foo, like this thing also. It's the same thing, I guess, in Rust. Yeah, anyway, see you next time. Bye.